Uh, Good afternoon, y'all. Um, I'm standing out here waiting for my ride. I don't know if this is it or not. Well, I don't know. But anyway, when I'm waiting on my ride so I can go home, I'm leaving the dentist or whatever. I don't know. I don't know where to begin. As you all know, we are suffering these crises, going through this government shutdown and, the threat with the SNAP benefits, the struggle or fight over health care and all this stuff or whatever. And I don't too much try to, get involved and talk about politics. However, politics is a part of all of our lives, no matter what, because, politics has a lot to do with everything. As a matter of fact, everything about our lives, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to finances, such as, inflation, the economy, where you buy your groceries, how you buy your groceries, SNAP benefits, whatever, schools, doctors, just everything. So politics are definitely involved in every part of our life. So we all have a part in it, a part, something to say or whatever. Some people just choose not to speak out. Like I said, I usually don't because I don't take interest in it. However, I can't, act like it don't affect me. And with that being said, it's like, we all know that, you know, um, Democrats, as has been referred, they have caved, they caved. And it's like, I'm sure a lot of people agree, and I myself even agree, because I feel like they didn't really put up a fight, you know what I mean? They didn't really, put up a good argument or even give it some time or whatever, And it's like, okay, there are some people commenting and saying, well, they have good intentions and this and that. Yeah, they had good intentions, but they gave in too soon, which is a lot of people are feeling like let down because it wasn't really a good fight. You know what I mean? Like, you take one excuse me, I just had a dental treatment, and there's a sticky substance from the fluoride that they put on my teeth, so I'll cover up. But anyway, what was I saying? It's basically like they just gave in, you know what I mean? So I feel like, me personally, I wouldn't have minded if, the government would have been kind of shut down or whatever. Not to say I don't like the fact that people are losing out. I myself am obviously losing out to some degree, but I don't like that. But I like the fact that, what I'm saying, it's like, it's called sacrifice. You sacrifice, you know what I mean, having a pizza every day, a fried chicken every day, as opposed to, not as opposed to, but I would rather like go without that and still have a way to save my life. Say if I get sick and I have to go to the hospital or get some type of medical treatment or whatever, I have that. So I do know that that was the Democrats' argument, or what's the word? Something that they were fighting for, as that's what that was the whole thing. But it's like he just gave in. Oh, well, we're not going to give them their stamps. We're not going to give them their SNAP. We're going to make them starve. And it's like right at the news of that, people just got scared. And it's like, okay, everybody running wild. And I'm going to say this about, Congress, Dems, whatever. From what I see, it's like y'all was trying to save face because you worried about how it would look if you have people to starve. People are not starving. Let me say something. We got pantries, you know what I'm saying? We got neighbors. Let me tell you this. As God's word said, that love thy neighbor. If you love your neighbor, you're gonna help your neighbor. If you got it, what they say, if your neighbor, someone come to you and ask for bread or whatever, don't tell them no. So if your neighbor needs something to eat, need bread or whatever, we got to stick together, and that's our problem. And that's one of the biggest messages I believe that God is trying to get us to realize that we got to come together better as a community. And I don't care if you're black or white or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you got to do better. But, you know what I mean? It's like, come on. Me, I haven't gotten SNAP in over 2 years, and that's not to say, for the next person, because the next person may need it or whatever. I could use it, but I know that my faith has always been, God will provide. Where's your faith? Where's your faith? You know what I'm saying? Where people they running and scared, whatever. I mean, it's not funny. I'm not laughing like that, but it's like it's a trip because, like, really, y'all, really? So you're not even gonna fight. You're not even gonna fight back. It's like, did y'all talk to the constituents? Did y'all hear anybody else's opinion on the matter? Whatever. Like I said, I'm a single mother. I don't have, I'm disabled. You know what I'm saying? I don't receive SNAP, but yet I would still would have rather to see them fight a little bit longer. Just spread it out a little bit longer. At least, you know what I mean, put your demands in. Say, okay, well, we're not gonna fold. We're gonna ask for this with this and that or whatever. No, just like you demand, we have a right to demand. You know what I mean? So I mean, come on, y'all. Really? I'm just disappointed, and there are a lot of people I'm sure are disappointed as well. It's like y'all, they just didn't fight for us. They didn't fight for us. Really? Oh wow. So, I don't know. Like I said, we got to have more faith. We got to come together more as a community. You know what I'm saying? We got to love our neighbors more. And I'm quite sure that that's definitely what God wants us to see. But God wants, if He's saying anything in this, if He's sending any message within these things that's going on, that's it right there. Okay? We got to trust Him more. We got to reach out to Him. We got to call out to Him. But we got to come together. You know what I mean? If I got a loaf of bread and you don't have it, look, you're going to get you about 4 or 5 slices from me, okay? Listen, that's just how it is. But we need to do that more, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care who don't agree, who, laughing, who has something to say, whatever. I mean, that's just my opinion. That's how I feel, you know? Usually y'all will see me come here with a word, reading from the Bible or anything like that or whatever. Like I said, today, I had to touch on it. I had to speak my mind on it. But I think that y'all should have listened to us. Listen to the people that's actually going through it. You understand? And now you know how to say, you're not in the real world. We're in the real world. We're going through it. We're going through it. Let me, find out how I feel. Find out how the other person that's going through this, find out how they feel. You understand? Because now, yeah, you could eat for the next 2 months. But then after that, what are you going to do? You're going to shut the government down again? Yeah, but we still don't have proper and sufficient health care offered. What are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. You can go to the pantry and get foods or whatever that you need, or we'll supply it. Some people, I don't want that. I don't want that from the pantry. Are you really serious? You're going to be particular. You're going to be choosy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The thing is called survival. As long as you can survive, you know what I'm saying? As long as your stomach is not touching your back. As long as you got something in there, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter what brand it is. It don't matter where it come from. But you got your health care, so now you can live. Baby, if you were dead, you can't eat no way. So the SNAP benefits wouldn't do you no good, right? And then what about the people that don't even use the SNAP for what they're for? I know a lot of people go out and sell their stamps. What about that one? What about that one? Come on, y'all. I don't think that they did a good job. It just sucked, okay? Anyway, y'all, that's it. That's my voice for today. Okay? Peace.